Hello engineer and do welcome. It's been a while I released a last video, but I'm continuing in our tutorial series. Today we will focus on the couplings and other things around trains. I don't know how long this video will be, but I think we can fit it in 30 minutes maybe. So let's start with the couplings, or maybe informations from the last updates from the trains, because I can start with that. Okay. uh, I used the previous version I last time showed of the cruise control unit. I made vanilla types. All of these are set to their speeds, so blue are forward and the red ones are backward. The speed for stopping the train, so 0 meters per second, is integrated in the locomotive, directly in the locomotive. It's not the part of these control units. You can see these control units from the below. The estimated number of event controllers is 60 and 50 timer blocks. Yeah, but I can say it's working. It has some of the bugs, but I'm not sure if I'm able to update it, because the vanilla blocks have their limitations. But I can say it's working quite well, and I can easily show it. So the first update of this is the simple one. I can easily attach or detach these supporting wheels for the placing the train above the rail. And the system is clever, that if I add a new new wagon, which will have its own wheels disconnected, and some of the wagons are already connected. If I hit this button, it will disconnect or connect all the cars, and it doesn't matter if they are disconnected or connected. They will be then all on the same wave, like that. So it's quite simple, quite clever. Yeah, it's easy, only one button. So back to the speed. Maybe I will check. Yeah, the connector is disconnected. So the speed works quite easily, but there are some rules I must follow. The first rule: if the train is in the stopping mode, is resting, the dampeners must be on, and the brake must be on too. Yeah? The brake can be triggered with the shift, so I just click the shift and it will turn off the brake. So if I now turn off the dampeners, I can easily manually control that train. I use only W or S on my keyboard and it works, or hit the brake. So now I will turn it back to the basic status, and if I hit now some speed, for example number 2, all these numbers on the toolbar are for every speed. Yeah, so it's like 3 is for 30 meters per second, 6 is for 60 meters, and so on and so on. The maximum speed is 80 meters per second, because wheels don't allow me more. Yeah, the more than 80 meters is problematic, and the thrusters on these wagons or on this train are weak. I have only 4 or 5 of them for each direction, which is not much, and it's only the small thrusters, so it's like only one big thruster, and that weight is really big, so it's not enough. That's why I use the wheels. So I hit the second button and I can see it's increasing the speed, and now it's keeping around 20 meters per second. The threshold on the high and low are by 2 meters, are offsetted by 2 meters per second. So 18 to 20 and 20 to 22, for example. Now I can hit number 3 and it will increase the speed. Number 5, in 1 second it will start increasing the speed. Again 50, no problem, everything is working, everything is powered. Now I can, if I want to change the direction, I need to slow down, so I will hit the first button, it will start slowing down mode. And that's all. And if the speed is below the 5 meters per second, then it hit the brake and stop the train and stop the system. Yeah, so now it's in the basic status, and now I can go for another side, which is search toolbar, and of course again I can hit 4th button and it's working. Again I will increase the speed to 40 meters per second. I'm not hitting any buttons now, it keeps the speed as I want. So this is fully working vanilla cruise control unit. It's not simple, it's not small, but it's working. I really did lots of updates. I spent like 3 or 4 hours to unbugging it and make some updates to properly work it. Now I can again slow down, and that's all for this showcase. Now I can maybe show some small updates. The lights there, these lights are controlled with this timer box, so if I hit forward system, it will change the color of the wheels, not the wheels, sorry, the lights, so it changed from the red to white and the white to red, and of course turn off or turn on the main spotlight on this nose. Okay? Now there is blinking my brake light because it's stopped, it's braking now. And another thing I can show, there's a new connection. I updated these connectors. Now there is a Pokayoke system. If you don't know what's a Pokayoke, it's like some kind of a key. It prevents me to connect the cars together in the incorrect way, because all the cars are relevant for the direction. They have their forward and backward direction, so that's why I need this Pokayoke system, and it's on every car, so I can't now connect the incorrect positions. Another update was there. I changed the timer blocks there. Now these timer blocks control the 0 speed, and maybe already saw the interior. I think that's all. There are power lights and everything. So I manage anything around it. Maybe I can show the groups. To properly working, I need all the group for each speed. So all these blocks you can see now, all of these are groups. Only these below are not in the groups. So it's really complicated. Yeah, I can show, for example, the event controllers. It's not simple, but I can see it. I can say it's working. Timer blocks, and these blocks are only in the locomotive. You can say that the wagons have their own event controllers and timer blocks, but there are only a few of them, and the relays, of course. But the number of relays is quite low. I I have prepared these relays from the previous videos, master, power B, power reset, and that's everything. So now I can continue in my topic. I created the table for the informations for relays. I prepared for the crane. We will make crane in the next video, maybe. The receiver informations and internal signals. Simple, but it will help you to not lost in your receiver or the relay informations. Now, the couplings. The main topic. I'm a little bit sad I miss this topic last time, because I should use this topic in my first videos, the second or third one, because the couplings are important. They are connecting our cars together, and they can transfer power, materials, informations. They are important in a few ways, as I said already, but if you, for example, if you have your power output, the thrusters or the wheels on the locomotive side, then you need couplings to connect cars together, so you can push or pull the cars with the locomotive. Yeah, so you need high force transfer system, which is very durable for it. Or in my case, I need couplings for a different thing, because all the cars, all the wagons are working with the wireless system. Yes, I showed already. Everything is with the relays. All the cars have their own batteries or the power source and power output source, like thrusters and wheels. But the difference in the between wagons and also the locomotive is in the weight and their power. Yeah, because I think the power is on the same level. I mean the wheels and thrusters. Yeah, the number of wheels and thrusters is the same for every wagon, and the locomotive. In this case, of course, if I change the number of wheels and or the thrusters, then it will be different. But the cargo wagons are very how to say adjustable. Yeah, you can have the only hydrogen on them, you can have the cargoes on them, you can have some heavy blocks on them, and it will make them heavier or lighter. And if the power output is the same, then the lighter wagon will accelerate or decelerate faster. And that's the problem. If you don't use any couplings, then the locomotive will leave the wagons on the rail and will leave them, and that's not correct. So I need something to connect it together, and that's why we need our couplings. I made four main categories for them, which are important or in something better. So I can start from the above. Disconnected. This information is what to say if these couplings work when they are disconnected. Yeah, this is mainly for the connectors. Yeah, because connectors can use their magnetic force, and if you set it, for example, to 50 up to 100%, then the force is strong enough for this purpose, and you can use it. Yeah, and they will still work. Yeah. The second one is Pokayoke. As I said, it's like some kind of key. You can find it on the Google. What exactly does it mean? It's classic use in the any industries, for the vehicle industries, anywhere, because people are a little bit stupid, so Pokayoke is the system to prevent incorrect positions, for example. The material, this is for the material transfer between the wagon 1 and wagon 2. Power transfer again between wagon 1 and wagon 2, and the antenna. Because if we can transfer power, we can transfer informations. For example, so if the wheels will be in the same group and we will transfer power between cars, then we will share the group between wagons, and it will work as one big group. Yeah, but if you disconnect this and turn on the group on the first wagon, it will not trigger the group on the second wagon. That's why there is the last point, and that's the antenna. It's for the relay transfer information. Just a sip of water. So, the first coupling, I focused on the 3x3 hinges, and we can see I choose there the connector, which allow us disconnected system, because as I said, magnetic force. Pokayoke, there is a question. You can make their Pokayoke, like if you add there something like this, for example, it will prevent connecting together. Yeah, so it's possible. Yeah, it's possible, but you need to modify it. Material, this will transfer material, of course, but you need these connectors directly connected. And directly connected connectors don't allow rotation around the main axis. Yeah, the main axis is the direction of the train going forward or backward. That's our main axis. Then there's a vertical axis, which is for the left and right. This is on the hinge position 1. It's the first hinge on the body. And the horizontal axis, which is for the up and downs, yeah, ascending or descending the train, and these are usually on the second position. I will describe it why. So if we want to connect these connectors directly, I can use, for example, rotor to allow rotation around the main axis. But sometimes the rotor isn't so necessary if your railway is not so rotated. Yeah, but in this testing case, the rotations are quite big. So if you don't use the rotors, there can be some ghost forces on the wheels, because one car will be that way, and one car will be the opposite direction, and there will be some force around it. And of course, if we disconnect this system, we can use antenna for information transfer. In this case, I missed the one possible solution for this. I can maybe build it there with the blue blocks. It can be the system like this one. Yeah? It's the system with the rotor. I will have two couplings. One on the first wagon and second one on the second wagon, and you can easily connect rotor and its head together, so you will have anything transferred, and it is shown in the small joints. The second big is using the merge block, and there's already a connector because there is no possible way to make a rotation. So does this work disconnected? No. No way, it's merge block, eh? You need still connect them together. Pokayoke, yes, that's possible, but still you need to build something around that will prevent connecting in the incorrect way. Transfer material, no. As we know, the merge blocks don't allow any material transfer, but they allow power transfer. Yeah, maybe I can say one information about a disconnected system. Disconnected system is better if you have very long or very complex trains, because the train which is connected together, so you have locomotive, for example, for front locomotive, then you have 10 or 12 wagons, which is quite a high amount, and at the end it will be rear locomotive, then you have together like more than 10 cars, and if it's everything connected together, the game count that as a extremely large and big subgrid. Yeah, it's a very long subgrid. It's a very complex subgrid because you have subgrid on the 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 subgrid, and now you are at the first wagon. Yeah, so it's like it's like 30 times subgrid, and you are only in the middle of the train. Because every coupling is making a subgrid. Yeah, you have main body, subgrid 1, subgrid 2, subgrid 3, subgrid 4, subgrid 5, and then the second car. Yeah, so you have like 5 subgrids or 5 levels of subgrids. So it's very complex, and for the game it can be a problem. And if you have a large railway, then placing the train big like this can have very big impact on your sim speed. It can easily drop from, for example, your railway keep a sim speed like 0.9, and you place train, then it will drop to 0.6, and if you start moving, for example, it will drop to 0.5. Yeah, you can show your sim speed with the Shift F11. We can see the FPS and simulation speed. Yeah, that's our sim speed. Now it is 1, so now it's okay, it's nice. Yeah. But when your sim speed will drop to 0.5, then every movement, everything is slowed down to the half speed, so it eats your own time. Yeah, for example, if I was recording the videos for the trains, I spent for example 3 hours to record videos, then I used in the video with the real speed, and the real speed video was only 1 hour. And if I then cut out and do some simple modifications of that video, the length of the video decreased to 50 or 45 minutes. Yeah, from 3 hours of recording, and I mean 3 hours without any problems. Yeah, if some problem occurs, you need to record that view again, and it will spend more and more time. So better sim speed, looks better, it's better, less bugs, and it's better. So that's why I propose to use disconnected systems. Now the previous one systems wasn't disconnected. So back to our couplings. The small coupling. The first one using these tubes and the rotor. It's a small advanced rotor, so it allows me material the rotor itself using as a coupling. The connecting coupling, there is male and female. It's built-in Poka-yoke system. You don't need build anything around it. You can't just connect 2 rotors or 2 rotor heads together. Does this work disconnected? No, because it's rotors. There is no force if you disconnect them. And power, of course, power transfer and information transfer is okay. Now, if we use the connectors, small connectors, instead of these rotors, and we still use tubes, then we can make something different. It can work disconnected. Poka-yoke, we must modify it. It will be shown later. And material transfer, if we connect it, yes, the material transfer is possible. So, for example, if you can automate this system. For example, if your speed will drop below 10 meters per second, it will connect all the connectors together. So if you stop on the train station, all cars will be connected together and you can transfer power and materials. If you increase the speed above the 10 meters per second, it will disconnect. But of course, you must be careful. If the connectors disconnect, then their magnetic force is turned off for several seconds. And that's the time where your cars can disconnect, increase the distance between them, and they will not connect at all later. So you need to slow down and connect it, so be careful with that. And does it allow the power transfer? As I said, if it is connected, yes, but we are using it disconnected, so no. And we need antenna to information transfer. Another solution, connectors, but I have these two connected together. Connectors connected together. We need a rotor to allow the transfer of the rotation. So it works connected. Material transfer, yes. Poka-yoke can be built, but disconnected. I have there, yes, but that's not true. If I make it connected, then it's not correct. Yeah. Another solution, connectors again, but now we will use normal blocks. Yeah, so now if we connect them, we can't transfer any materials. Yeah, we can only transfer power, but we need still antenna to transfer information because they are disconnected. Poka-yoke can be built. Another solution, my most favorite solution, the classic rotor. It's similar to this rotor, but it's a simpler rotor. It's not advanced rotor. I used this system at almost everything. Does this work disconnected? No. Poka-yoke, yes. Material, no. Power, yes. The solution I used on this train, or I will use on this train, now it is not. It's a disconnected system. If there is Poka-yoke, that's the gray one solution. It can transfer material, of course. It can transfer power, but mainly while using not, so we need antenna. The last three solutions are not good. They are not good. I don't recommend to use them. It's a magnetic plate, a landing gear, and the merge block. They don't work disconnected. The problem with the landing gear is if you have two landing gears with the setting to lock on the touch, they will lock together. If you unlock one, the second one is still locked, so you need unlocked both of them. It does not work disconnected. The landing gears and magnetic plates works a little bit different because the game still count it as a connected grids. It does not transfer anything, but it has a bigger impact to your computer, so it's not like disconnected. Poka-yoke, no, that's not possible. Material, no. Power, no. And we can use, of course, antenna. And the merge block, it allows us power, but not material. It's not Poka-yoke. Of course, can be, but does not work disconnected. So I can say that's all for the couplings. and we can continue for another topic. I forgot one information around the couplings, so I will go back. Their length, yeah, I can say their length is important too, because if you use very short couplings like this one, and you have a little bit sharper turns or mainly railway switches, where you have, for example, a sharp curve to the right and again to the left, then the short coupling can create some kind of distraction. For example, it will create force on the wheels. Yeah, that's not a correct way. So increasing the length of these couplings a little bit, just a little bit, can be better for your builds. Maybe mainly for the simple trains. Yeah? Simple train doesn't mean you don't need to use long coupling. I will show it in the next video. I decided to make a second video where I will prepare extremely simple train, which will be easy to modify, or maybe I will make it in this video. No, I will create a new video around it. I will focus only on the couplings in this episode. So I think it can be everything, but no, it's not everything. I had another point in my mind, and I didn't wrote it to paper. You should always focus on decreasing number of subgrids on your trains, because it has then less impact to your sim speed, to your computer. So less subgrids. But for the couplings, you can't decrease the number of blocks, because someone who does not understand the physics around it can say that you need just one hinge for the vertical axis, for the horizontal axis, and okay, we usually don't need that, but one for the main axis. So you need just 2 hinges. But I can say it will not work. It will not work. You need some kind of a buffer, something between, which will help you to transfer these forces between the cars. And I have another solution in my mind now. It's quite a big train, but you will see how does this work, or how does it can be done. It seems there is no passage between these two cars, but that's not a correct. Yeah, that's not a correct, because there is passage. There is a hidden passage between these two cars. There is only half block gap, and this is how does it look from the inside. This train is extremely wide. You can see it's very wide. There is some kind of coupling, yeah, the vertical, horizontal, and now half of the passage and second half of the passage, and here are hidden merge blocks and colored parts. And the passage is on the sides, so on the right and on the left. It looks it's really nice. You can't see from the inside of the train, you can't see outside anywhere. Okay, maybe there. There is some small gap, because there are missing some blocks, but usually you can't see outside from the train. Of course, it's not airtight. It's not airtight, but it's still nice a passage, and you can use this solution for lots of trains or something similar. So that's everything for the passage. If you want to connect, for example, automatically the rotors or the connectors, it doesn't matter. Because if, for example, imagine you have 10 cars, you need to connect all the 10 connectors, okay, 9 connectors or 9 rotors together. So you need, if you use all these connections in one group, you need to hit that button, connect 9 times. 9 times. It will click, 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 click. And you need to do it every time. If you want to disconnect it, you just need one click. And it will disconnect everything what is connected, and if that can transfer that information. We have two possible solutions to transfer information for connect. The one solution is to use relay. You can send information from the master relay, can be the yellow one, and send it to all red relays, which now represent our wagons. It will send information to connect, and all of them will connect their possible connections. Yeah. So if you want to connect the connectors or rotors, it will connect it, but you need to be in the distance for connection. If you are not in the distance, that can be it can be bad. It will not connect, so you still will need to send that information again. You can make a loop with the timer block, but I can use this loop for the timer block and use timer block itself. I can make there several timer blocks. I will hide everything. Okay, it's not possible to hide it. Okay, I will use these blocks. I can say I want to trigger this timer block for the lock. So I can easily set up the lock timer block. It will trigger itself, and it will lock our connectors. Imagine this is the group of the connectors where are all the connectors on our train, for example. So now if I place some of my cockpit, enter cockpit, and I will trigger this timer block, then this timer block, you can't see it, but it's triggering itself every 60 times per second. Yeah, you just can't see it. I will stop it. You can easily stop it, so I need second button and I will stop it. So now I will trigger it, it triggers itself, now I can stop it. Of course, you can say, okay, I don't want to trigger it so fast. So you can enter the setting, and you will say, okay, I'm starting it. So I will hit the start, and it will start itself. Yeah, and it will trigger that information every 1 second. But while connecting the trains together, that time interval can be bad, because I can say if you hit the second car with your first one with higher speed, and it will be heavy, then it can damage your connection, or it will relocate that coupling from the position. For example, if I find there all the hinges, I will turn them off, and decrease the braking. So they are now relocated. some of them went to the side, some of them just went to down, yeah. And now if you want to connect the cars together, it's not possible. And it's not possible because they are not in the position. And this can occur if you hit the two cars with the high speed, and it will not connect properly because there is a big time gap. So I will trigger itself. I will not start itself. I will trigger itself. But I will need the second and third timer block. The start one will trigger the lock, so it will triggering the lock 60 times per second. So when the rotor and rotor head will be close enough, they will connect together instantly, almost instantly, so we will not move with it, and you will start the stop one. I usually use only one timer block, this one, and two buttons on the toolbar when I trigger it, and then stop it when I don't need it, because triggering timer block in the loop can be another problem for your computer, so you need to make it simple. So you can manually it or automate it. So now this timer block, which will be the only one I will use. So I use the G. I will use trigger, yeah, on the timer block. Or maybe it will be better to start it, for example. 2-second gap. Here I can show there will be 55 seconds, it doesn't matter. And okay, 10 seconds. And in this case I will not turn off, but I will stop the timer block. So now if I hit that 8 button, it will trigger my first timer block. Now the main timer block is triggering, and after 10 seconds or 5 seconds, the stop timer block will stop that triggering block. It's quite easy. Yeah, it's quite easy, but still you need 3 timer blocks. And maybe I can show it like this one. This one, and look, one will be, yeah, okay, so now it will be a little bit better visible. Now it's turned on, it's triggering itself, and now it should turn off or stop it. It doesn't matter. So it's automatic system. You will set for the stop, for example, 1 minute, 60 seconds. It will be 1 minute. So if you start that, you have 1 minute to connect all the cars together, and then it will stop. So you don't allow it to connect anything after that. It's automatic system. It's not the best, but it's working. But now I can say that I have a problem with these couplings. Usually if you go with the train, you usually should turn off the hinges and decrease the braking torque to 0, or maybe only to few kilonewton meters, because again the force which will create that hinge will create another force on our wheels. If we remove it, it's okay, but if we remove it, turn it off, and we will remove it, then we have a problem, because our forward and rear connections will be going down like this, we can see, and then we can't connect anything. So we will use event controller, which will trigger these timer blocks. Yeah, I will rename it, and this one timer block will be like line. I don't know how is it. Okay, it will be like to the position. Yeah, it will trigger to the position, and it will set our hinge to the where is it? Set velocity. Here it is. Rotate to angle. That's a very good solution. We can use. We want angle 0. Okay, that's okay, and we will use like 5 velocity because 60 is too much. And now I will need something which will help me. Which will help me to how to say, because I have a problem now. If I rotate to angle these hinges, okay, first I need to turn them on. Okay, the event controller will turn them off. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. The event controller, if your speed will be higher than the 10 meters per second, it will turn off these hinges, and that's okay. Yeah, they will move to their natural position. But if you slow down, it will trigger this timer block. It will move all these hinges to the positions. But you have one problem. It set the limit and the velocity. So now that hinge can't turn to the one side, yeah, because there is set limit. So you need something to reset it. And the reset system, okay, to the position I used this. Okay, timer block, this one. I used this one, and it will be like a reset. It will be like a reset, and I will then reset the velocity. I can reset it there or set a 0, for example. Then I will set upper limit, which will be, for example, 90, and set lower limit, which will be 92. But you can use, for example, only 10 degrees. Yeah, it's still okay, 10 or 5 degrees, because the couplings usually transfer only several degrees of these angles. So it will be then resetted. But yeah, it's still turned on. Yeah, if you start moving, it will turn off, and it will be again naturally in the possible ways. So if I now use this group, I will turn it off. Boom. Okay. And now I can hit the 8 button, and it will move everything back. And now it will, okay, it will trigger now. It will reset it. So it's possible to move it to the left, to the right, anywhere you want, but still there is a force in the hinges. So then you will again turn them off, and the reset, for example, can be in 4 seconds. So now I will hit 8, so train slow down, it will move to the main position, and again, boom. Yeah, it's simple. You just need one event controller and 2 timer blocks, and that's all. That's all. You don't need more. Of course, there are two the couplings because they use magnetic plate. They don't move because it's resetted. I can set again 8 and they will move again. And that's all. It's working, it's okay. It's a little bit funny, I'm playing with it. And these solutions are very good at the trains. You can use anything what you want and build anything what you want, and it's nice. So I think that's all for today. It's all for the couplings. I hope you liked the video and saw it till the end. I understand sometimes it's boring, sometimes there are some new informations for you, but if you are building the trains, these informations are crucial for your building. If you don't know these, then it's possible that you will fail with it and you will not continue because you don't like it. So have a nice day and goodbye.